family, guests, to Powur 3.0.
All right.
Excited? Yeah. How many of you are brand new here to Powur? First time. Welcome. Give them a hand. So what a journey you've been on. And I just returned from an East Coast tour, Washington, D.C., Maryland, Miami, Naples, and Tampa. And it was absolutely incredible. And one of the things I wanted to share with you is the world is changing right before our eyes. And about a year and a half ago, I did a very similar tour, and I asked everybody around the room, I said, how many of you, in all these different cities, how many of you feel like the world, this is a year and a half ago, how many of you feel like the world is going to move to clean energy? All right, now, you're all raising your hand, but a year and a half ago, about 30% of the room raised their hand. On this tour, I am excited to share with each of you that every single person, when asked the same question, how many of you believe the world is shifting to clean energy? 100% of the room. Is that awesome or what? Well, we're not done yet, right? We've really just now got the opportunity, and I want to take you back to where we've come from. Because this concept, this vision, this company that's being built, this movement, is because of Jonathan Budd and myself going down to the rainforest down the Amazon. And some of you know this story, I'll give you the Reader's Digest, but what became very apparent when we were down there with this amazing culture that has been fighting off some of the larger companies from destroying the rainforest, one of the most precious parts of our world, what became very apparent that there was no one coming to save us, except who? Us. That we were, in fact, those people. And while in the rainforest, Jonathan had a vision to build the world's first 100% clean energy direct sales company. And out of that vision, after investing in capital and time and building a team, we went through Powur 1.0 and Powur 2.0. As many of you know, Powur 1.0, we were exclusive with one solar provider, right? And that was great because we thought, oh, let's partner with the biggest. Let's partner with what we thought was the best. And what we discovered is that no one company was going to be able to shift the world. No one company could do everything that needed to be done to shift 7.5 billion people to clean energy. And so Powur 2.0 came along, and Powur 2.0 opened up our platform, made it available for anyone in the world to be a part of this, and for us to go out and find the best solar providers, local and regional. And within 90 days, we had more territory covered than anyone else in 90 days. And now tonight, you're going to find out from our founder, Jonathan Budd, the fearless leader who's taken thousands of us down this incredible journey, including myself, to where we are headed, that we feel we are going to impact not just hundreds of thousands of people, not just millions of people, but billions of people. So please do me a favor and give me a warm round of welcome for my business partner and friend, Mr. Jonathan.
Souls doing tonight? Hey, all you souls, because ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by thousands of people tuning in all over the place in living rooms in DC and Naples and Oregon and God knows how many other places, Maryland, all over the place. People are tuning in to hear this message. So I want to speak to you guys as well and say thank you. We're so glad you're here. Let's go change the world. How do you guys feel about that? Fantastic. So, Powur 3.0. How is this going to revolutionize solar and what's in it for you? That will be the topic of discussion tonight. And before we get into that, I just have to tell you guys how absolutely crazy this journey has honestly been. I mean, it's almost like you're walking on a staircase, right? Like over a cloud, and you can't see the next step. And so you don't know whether you're about to fall off a cliff or whether you're going to go to heaven. It's pretty much like that. You know, the solar industry is changing so rapidly that being able to navigate the business model and the nuances and continue to tap into where's the growth, Where can we innovate? How do we keep making things better? It's an incredible, amazing, awesome ride of your life. And I'm so happy that all of you, and so many of our dedicated power entrepreneurs are with us on that amazing ride. Because it's a ride. And we're figuring this out together. And we're innovating and pioneering and doing things people have never done in the solar industry together. And none of it would be possible without you. So first and foremost, I just want to give a massive congratulations and applause to all the power warriors who have really allowed us to get this far and made this company what it is today. So give yourself a hand, please. Country, you know who you are. And now, what have we learned? And how is that taking us into a future that no company's gone before? Let's discuss it. Before we get there, we've been making a little progress, this crazy awesome experiment of how do we create Workforce 2.0, a new opportunity for people to participate in the clean energy revolution that empowers you and empowers your bank account and transforms the world. That's our grand experiment. So what's happened so far? Well, we've signed over $25 million of solar contracts. We've submitted over 25,000 homeowners. We've already stopped over 22 million pounds of CO2 from entering our atmosphere. We have over 4,230 crazy people who have been daring enough to join us, who believe in what we believe and want to do something about it. And we're open in 39 states, 3 countries, and 1 U.S. territory. So I'd say we've gotten the party kicked off. We're in business, baby. Yeah. But this puppy's only beginning. Not only are we at the absolute beginning of solar's growth as a mature energy technology in the world. And we have to understand that. We're at, I think, less than 2% worldwide. This is still in the baby phase. But we've got more to do anyway. It's really an imperative that all of us entrepreneurs continue to focus on how we can innovate and how we can go faster, how we can make this bigger, and how we can make it better. And the reason why is this graph right here. And there's a lot of our brothers and sisters tonight that couldn't get here because highways are shut down all over Southern California because insane fires are raging everywhere in the middle of December, which is not normal, okay? It's not. Fire season does not usually go into December. And when you do the research and you look at the science is very clear about what's happening on our planet right now. And we don't need to take too long to talk about this, but we need to take a little bit. This was the worst year in history, 2017, for weather-related phenomena damages. It will be almost $500 billion. $500 billion by the time you add up Maria, Irma, Harvey, and all that we have seen this year across California, which already had its worst wildfire season ever, and now this is just, what the heck? Ladies and gentlemen, we've got to address the elephant in the room. Something is changing about our climate, and we've got to stop it. And we know what it is. We need to reverse climate change. We need to stop putting carbon in our atmosphere, or we're risking future generations, the sustainability of future generations. That's why we must do more than we're doing right now. There's good news. Clean energy is the solution. We're not waiting on some technology to come in and save us. We've got the technologies today. We've got the solutions that we need today. And not only do we have the solutions that we need today, they are growing exponentially faster than anyone ever predicted. This graph you're looking at on the bottom was what experts at the International Energy Agency predicted for how solar would grow about 12 years ago. So 12 years ago, these were the best predictions of the time. And look what actually happened. It grew 4,500% faster than the experts predicted almost a decade ago. That's insane growth, which brings the solar paradox. This is what's so crazy, and part of what I'm going to try to explain tonight for us to wrap our heads around, and why we've got the ability to do something so disruptive. While the solar industry is growing 4,500 times faster than anyone predicted, we have seen a slew of bankruptcies. Major billion-dollar solar companies falling out of the sky, literally. And that's all happened in the last 18 months. That's a weird paradox, right? I mean, how do you have this technology that's exploding faster than anyone thought it was going to do, and yet at the same time, all the biggest companies are struggling to achieve profitability? What's going on? We're going to explore that tonight and present a solution. But I want to share with you an analogy, because I think analogies in the past can help us understand things sometimes. In 1991 or 2, I don't know, I was like 6. Whenever the internet sort of came online, okay? This is the stories I read about. Netscape like invented the web browser, right? And like, where's Netscape? And like, where the heck is like Alta Vista? Where are all the earliest internet companies? Like, the internet went through this exponential growth. And you saw this litany of billion-dollar companies start popping up everywhere. You saw investor capital just streaming into this industry. Everybody was trying to get in on this gold rush because they knew that this was going to be a huge industry. But very few companies had really figured out great business models. They had not really figured out the business models yet. It was all about eyeballs and traffic, and it was a real estate play. Whoever can get the most visitors wins. The metrics that they were chasing were off. It wasn't about profitability. And we saw a tremendous bubble. We saw a collapse of so many of the early founding internet companies that really blew the whole space up because they didn't nail the business model. The metrics were off. They were chasing the wrong things. And what I'm going to propose to everybody tonight is that we're witnessing that same phase of the solar industry right now. About 10 years ago, it started taking off exponentially. All these companies got funded billions and billions of dollars by Wall Street, and they all went off and started chasing real estate. Whoever can get the rooftops is going to win. Whoever owns the most customers is going to win. Go, 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 go. Here's more money, here's more money, here's more money. And they were missing the fundamentals. They weren't looking at, were they actually making money on every freaking project? Seems like a no-brainer, but it wasn't part of the metrics. They were missing what their operating margins were. They were chasing the wrong business model, I think. And it's why we've seen this strange paradox play out. But what happened after that boom and bust, right? Well, now we have companies like Google. We have companies like Amazon, right? Not too many people are searching on Yahoo anymore. The next wave of companies came, and they learned from the mistakes of their predecessors. They stopped chasing the same old metrics. It was no longer about, hey, let's go get the eyeballs. It became about, how do we make money? And they started building business models that made money. And these are the internet giants of today. It was the second wave of companies that nailed the business model and capitalized on the exponential growth. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm proposing is that this is what the solar energy industry needs today. It is time for a business model innovation. It's the invention of new ways of doing business with the aim of new and or increased value for the customers, the company itself, and its partners. The only thing that I would add is that did not exist before. Something to which there's no precedent to in the marketplace. If you look at these companies, Uber didn't invent apps and cars. Warby Parker didn't invent glasses. Netflix didn't invent movies and streaming video. FedEx didn't invent airplanes and mail. And Airbnb didn't invent the hotel industry. Every one of these companies innovated a business model. They put the pieces together in such a way that no one had done before, and they unlocked vast potential. I think that we as a Power community have come into solar at possibly the most perfect time. Because we were in solar at exactly the right time to be able to see and partner with at the height of the first wave of companies, to see exactly what was going on in the inner workings. How did they set up their business models? What was working? What didn't work? But as they took it to billion-dollar scale. And we've also seen the collapse. Wow, we've been partnered with all these companies, right? I mean, how many of these companies have we been partnered with over the last couple of years that have, one way or another, maybe gone out of business or this or that? And so we've been able to look at and learn. We've been able to learn so much. That's why I think this is the most important time maybe in history for entrepreneurs to enter the solar industry. Because we're standing on the backs of all of the lessons and all of the learning that has come before us, so that we can put together the business model innovation. And I'm going to explore that with you right now. And these are my thoughts. Anyone in the solar industry is free to critique them as much as you would please. But I would think that they're fairly hard to argue. The solar model of the past had bloated costs everywhere. We've looked at the pro formas of these different companies. It's crazy. They've got 5,000 laborers. They've got trucks, equipment. They've got finance costs, capital costs. They've got crazy, equipment costs for the modules itself. There's project management. There's software. There's technology. It is an insanely costly model to get one of these jobs installed. So they had these massive bloated cost models. They were inflexible because so many of them were taking a lot of this in-house, and the theory was vertical integration. Vertical integration, they built something that could not scale up or scale down very quickly. And when there's volatility in a marketplace, if you can't scale your costs down as quickly as you scaled them up, you're in trouble with market volatility, which early stage technologies often have. Difficult to open new markets without massive investment. We're talking warehouses, trucks, education, labor crews, training. Huge investment to go into a city like Pittsburgh. Solar City would need to invest millions of dollars. Many of these companies need to invest a lot of money to go into new markets. This is one of the big killers. High cost to acquire customers. Do you know what it costs on average to acquire a cable customer? Take a guess. $200. There you go. It's about $200 for cable companies to acquire a cable customer, which is going to be on recurring for a long time, right? How much is it for the car industry? $25,000 person. Yes?
500.
A couple $100. Somewhere between $200 to $350 to acquire a customer in the car industry. How much is it in the solar industry on average?
Couple thousand.
About $3,000 to $4,000 on average to acquire a customer. $3,000 to $4,000 for the same price product as a car, pretty much. Car industry has 10x margins on acquiring their customers over solar. Guys, we have to solve this. This is one of the big things to solve to scale solar, and it's because it is still that learning curve, right? You cannot acquire customers through TV ads and all these things. They hear those ads and they say, I don't get it, right? What's zero down solar? What's free solar? How does it make sense? I thought solar was expensive. But having that 30-minute conversation that we have as Power Advisors, we've already proved this thing out, man. We've submitted 25,000 leads through our community, having a conversation one-on-one. And we've been able to acquire customers about a third as expensive as all of the prevailing companies. We have an industry-leading customer acquisition cost right now. Industry-leading. Go all over the place. Try to find another one that figured that piece out. You figured it out. We all figured it out because of the power of a conversation, the power of somebody talking to somebody and sharing a new idea, which is difficult to do in a lot of these other mediums. And lastly, all of these things have led to really low operating margins. And this is where business models get really tricky, because we started looking at a lot of different models for 3.0. And we said, well, geez, on these operating margins, if we went into a state like Florida and our conversion rate wasn't exactly where it needed to be, all of a sudden you go red really quick. And that's the challenge of low operating margins. So if you're not converting at exactly where you need to convert, you go really red in a lot of these traditional models. So we need to flip this thing on its head. We need to literally build a model that has none of these things. It is the exact opposite. And that is Powur 3.0. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to fix our costs. We're not going to pay a damn thing until we've got a customer. Does that make sense to you guys? That's what the power of a peer-to-peer model creates. We pay the majority of our costs when a customer is acquired, not the other way around. So we have a fixed cost model, not a bloated one. We're flexible. We're not going W-2. Okay? We are going 1099 all the way. We need to build the largest army of solar entrepreneurs on the planet. And you're going to see what I'm talking about in a second for how we're going to invest in our skill sets, in our knowledge, in our expertise, so that we can truly take over the world. We can expand into markets with minimal investment, which you're going to see in a second as part of our strategy. We have the lowest cost to acquire customers. We have high operating margins if we accomplish the previous three things. And our model is actually viable in early, middle stage, and late stage markets. It was impossible for a lot of the big guys to enter a market like Minnesota. Just couldn't do it. The cost of energy didn't justify it. Couldn't sell these products, couldn't employ all the people, whatever, it just wasn't there. But if you don't have the bloated costs and all the other things, then you are actually able to enter some of the earlier stage markets. And it's why we're in 39 states right now, and where we're going next is going to be able to tap into that value even more. So this is the new model. This is the Powur model. And here's what it has to do with. So I want to introduce you to Powur as a contract origination platform. Essentially, ladies and gentlemen, we are becoming the provider. And we're going to do it in our own unique way. This is no longer a lead generation game alone. This is now a game where we truly get to move up the value chain. And we will actually be designing and selling the systems ourselves. And that's what Powur 3.0 is at its core. And you have a very unique role to play in that. Introducing the Powur Consultant Path. This is what we believe is the evolution of a solar professional. Everybody in Powur today has been right here as an advisor. As an advisor, we learn the most important skill that there really is when starting in solar, which is how do you set an appointment? How do you learn enough about this industry so you can intelligently talk with somebody and explain enough to them so they say, heck yeah, man, I want to see a proposal for my house. And that's what we've been doing. And the average commission when you do that and you sign a customer is $520. That is just the beginning, my friends. The next stage of the journey becomes apprentice. Now, as an apprentice, you will be moving into our solar university. And what you're going to the university for is to learn how to become a consultant. And the consultant is the next phase, the next evolution of our business model. And as a consultant, you actually have the ability to sign your own contracts. So you can sign your own contracts, which we'll talk about in a little bit. One of the key things about becoming a consultant, if you'll notice, is that the average commission goes from $520 to $2,000. So as a consultant, we can now own a significant, much more significant portion of the value that we are actually creating in the marketplace. And what we identified when we were looking at the business model and looking at where everything needs to go next is that the essence of our future as a company is really us taking over more control of the things that matter in solar, not getting distracted with the things that we're probably never going to be good at, which is construction. Right? It's not really in our DNA. But taking over the things that we are really good at so we have more control and we own more of the value. And that is a huge part of the future of your business, our business, and where we're going together. From consultant, I want to introduce you to expert. Expert will be a brand new position on the Powur platform that is truly like Ubering for solar. If you are an expert, you will literally be able to turn on when you want to receive leads and turn off when you don't want to receive leads, and you can begin receiving leads from anywhere in Powur. So if you think that we have thousands of advisors right now who are learning the skill sets of setting appointments, who may have aspirations to move through our career pathway and own more and more and more of the value of each of the contracts, essentially everyone will have the ability to work their way up to expert if you want to. Right? There's going to be set criteria, which we'll be disclosing in the coming weeks. And you can work your way up to expert so that literally, if you want to have a 6-figure career in the solar industry, shifting the world to clean energy that you control from the palm of your hand, from your living room, when you want, wherever you want, you can work your way into that position as an expert. You can turn your phone on and say, yes, give me Powur leads. Leads will flow into you. You can sign deals and cash checks. So that's pretty freaking cool. And there's no other company doing anything like that in the world. And so if you start to put all this together, you're seeing our model to really go after the marketplace. We envision hundreds of thousands of people who want to earn a part-time income, something that's going to make a difference in the lives of their family, help pay the utility bill this month, help pay the car bill, help pay the mortgage, to save for a vacation, just to have some extra pocket money, whatever it is, because they're passionate about this product. They want to help move people to clean energy. They love solar as a technology. They want to be part of bringing this to our world in the future. So they're going to be an advisor. And there's not really a lot of work you got to do. All you do is talk to somebody and set an appointment and you're done, right? You can make $520 a deal. Then there's going to be, we think, about 20% of people, or maybe more, who knows, maybe a lot more, who say, you know what, I really want to make a career out of this. I want to learn the skills to become a consultant. I want to be a professional in this industry. I want to make thousands of dollars per deal. I want to go full-time. I want to quit my freaking job that I hate. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be part of Workforce 2.0. I'm tired of other people telling me what to do. And I want my work to mean something. Well, guess what? Powur 3.0 just made it possible for you to go full-time with about 2 to 3 clients a month. Why is there a difference between average commission of $2,000 and $1,500? You might be wondering that, right? As a consultant, you still originate your clients. So you haven't earned the right to receive clients from anywhere on Powur yet. So you're still originating your own clients, so you get both the advisor portion of the commission and you get the consultant portion of the commission. So you're getting both. But if you're an expert, somebody else might have originated that client. So you can, of course, get, if you originate your own, get both of them. But you can also get leads sent to you from wherever, sell them, and you'll earn an average of $1,500. How do you guys feel about this as an opportunity heading into 2018? I think the game's about to change. So let's take a look at what it actually looks like. So step number 1 is the Powur Consultant University. And we're going to introduce you to an amazing new team member who, after months of explorations and everything, we signed his agreement to join the Powur corporate executive team today. So you will be introduced to that person over the coming weeks, who is the new director of sales at Powur, with the primary responsibility of taking his vast knowledge of sales in solar energy, having worked as a manager at one of the biggest companies out there and sold tens and tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars of projects. His primary responsibility is going to be taking anyone who has the desire to really learn this skill and turning you into an expert, turning you into a professional, and showing you how to go out there and achieve your dreams and goals and working with you hand in hand. So you're going to see this individual, you're going to meet him soon. And the first step is Powur Consultant University. So before you can become a consultant, you have to complete the university, which we'll be detailing in the coming weeks. After we've signed you off to be a consultant on the platform, you've completed the university, you've demonstrated to us that you have a grasp of what it takes to be proficient at signing these deals, you will actually get access to our provider portal. So you will have a whole other portal open up to you on the Powur platform that you don't have right now. You will actually be working on the provider side. So you will have the ability to enter in a new lead. That lead is then qualified through an API integration that we do with a credit checking company, where we do a soft check. This is a big thing for people to understand. It's not a hard check. Sometimes people think, oh, I don't want somebody doing a hard check on my credit. We don't do that. It's a soft inquiry, so it does not show up on credit. It basically just gives us a pass-fail of credit worthiness. Once you've initiated this from your Powur back office, you will have qualified your lead, and it will now move on to the internal design phase. So that gets sent off to our internal design team. Our design team is now creating a proposal for you, which will include all of the information that's relevant to your customer, the financing, everything under the sun, and you will get that fully baked proposal back. You will then set a time to present to your client. You will show up. You will present to your client. When your client says yes, you come back to Powur and you say, send the contracts. And we handle all of the contract signing on your behalf. That's originated from Powur Corporate. When we have the contracts signed for the customer to go solar, we upload it to our provider portal, where the installation network will begin working on your project to take it all the way through to install. You will be tracking every milestone of that job through your back office, so you can see each section as it moves its way down the assembly line towards installation. And we already have a nationwide network of specialized installers, and so many of our Powur 2.0 providers have just expressed a lot of interest to really come on this journey with us in 3.0. So a big part of my job for Q1, guys, is lighting up this map. So, I sure all sorts of people, the questions are already swirling. When's it going to be in my state? And hang tight, business development is going to work Q1, and we're going to light this map up all over the place and continue to expand the 3.0 offering. What are some of the benefits? We 4 times the average commission to consultants right off the bat. That's not linear, that's exponential. That's exponentially better. I look at improvements like, if I can get a 10% improvement on something, But if I can get like 100% to 400% improvement on something, now we're talking. That's exponential. So 4xing the amount that can be earned off one of your clients, giving our consultants the ability to take control of client relationships end to end. That way I don't have to ever hear complaining about providers. A national and international customer acquisition strategy. The opportunity to go full-time in Powur from 2 to 3 clients a month, whether you want to build a team or not. And I think that this is also an important part of our shift in the business model, guys. I mean, this is Workforce 2.0. There are millions of people who need more economic opportunity. The biggest companies of our time that we are seeing of the past decade are the ones that are really showing up and providing economic opportunity for people. Think Airbnb, think Uber, right? What are these guys doing? They're giving people opportunity. That's what Workforce 2.0 is. And as our society shifts from a very sort of like, what is it called? W-2. That just goes to show you.
Employee model.
It's called W-2. As we shift from W-2s to 1099s, which is where people are actually in control of their destiny, of how they earn an income, becoming more of an entrepreneurial sort of society again, exiting this sort of era of, factory and, factory line thinking and whatever the hell the last 100 years of the education system did to our society. This is where the value is in the marketplace. And people who are baby boomers who are looking to retire, I know there's a lot of us that probably know or are baby boomers looking to retire that might be thinking, shit, I need a little more money. That's a real thing, okay? And there's going to be massive demand for opportunity, for economic opportunity that's not a job. Because you're not going to go back to the workforce at 62 or 50, whatever it is. It's shrinking, so we need to create opportunities. And companies and models exactly like this are the solution. For God's sakes, if we can shift a multi-trillion-dollar industry and protect our planet, our air, our land, our water for future generations, and earn $500 to $8,000 a month by talking about something we love, a new technology, that's going to be something a lot of people are interested in. And you can now go full-time in this company without needing to build a team, which is really a shift that I'm excited about for our company. It's an exciting shift for us to take ourselves more into an economic workforce 2.0 model. And just to be transparent, we've been in, I'd say, a predominant, more of a network marketing model. And now as we begin to make this shift, we're both a network marketing, sort of team building, leveraged income, passive income, all that opportunity is still there, but with so much more opportunity for the workforce, for 2.0, for people that don't care about this, but they're really excited about this. That's Uber, that's Airbnb. And we're now marrying that in a way no companies really have. And I hope that everybody who wants passive income, who wants to build a team, who is thinking leveraged income mindset, is looking at this opportunity and saying, dang, I know exactly what my plan is now. I got a whole lot of people to go recruit and a whole lot of people that I can actually earn a piece of their efforts from what they're doing. Because we just changed the game. And with the ability for professionals to come into the company and earn upwards of $2,000 a sale, if you're a team builder right now, you should be thinking a lot about, the influx that's about to hit your team. So,
bringing it in.
First off, a round of applause to the innovators. We got 3 of our beta consultants in the house right now. So every time we get these crazy ideas, we find other people who are just as crazy to actually see if they work. So it's always really happy when we see that they work. So we took a small group of our beloved advisors over the last 2 months, and we took them through the early stages, the beginning of the Powur Consultant University. And we trained them the process, and we showed them the scripts, and we walked them through what it takes. And we dialed in the design teams and the proposals and the financing, and we kind of built the system so that it started working like a machine. And the results were that we created 48 proposals that we then went and presented to customers with our beta consultants. 7 of them went on to contract at an average commission of $2,222 per deal. $2,222 per deal. So I'm hoping that we maintain these margins, because I always like when it actually comes out better than what we think it's going to be, which thus far in the beta it has. So round of applause for Larry. So 3.0 will be launching in January. And I'm sure there's lots of questions, and we're going to have answers. There are some radical new changes coming. I'm going to introduce you to just one right now. It is now going to be a points-based gamification system for how you advance through Powur. So I want to introduce everybody to the new Powur Points system, which will be going live in your back office very soon. So as you're going to see, as you begin to take actions inside your Powur business, every one of those actions has a correlating point or a point value. So you can continue to earn more money and move your way up through the plan based on points. And you're now going to get points for all of the things you do that are valuable, whereas before, all of the qualifications were really around two things, right? Setting appointments and installations. But there's a lot of other things that matter besides just appointment and installation, right? There's an assembly line, there's a value chain to solar. So now each of the valuable things that we're doing, we're tracking and gamifying with points, and we're about to take the compensation plan to an entirely new level, and you're going to have to hang on just a couple more weeks, because I can't tell you what it is just yet, but what I can tell you is that you're going to be very excited. There was not a damn thing we did that wasn't a 2x improvement on before. So the first Consultant University session is opening January 5th. The requirements to unlock being apprentice are 120 points. So anyone who is an apprentice with 120 points is eligible to become a consultant. In January, we are going to reduce the normal price of being a consultant by $100, so everyone gets a discount for $197 to become a consultant. So I don't know if you were thinking about being lazy over the holiday seasons, but I would just say don't be lazy. The corporate team's not going to be lazy. We're going to be working our tail off. And when you're at all those holiday parties and doing whatever you're doing, just think there's probably 10 homeowners next to you, and introducing them to a free proposal to have a zero-down solar quote pretty much can move you up into the ability to become an apprentice and unlock the Consultant University if you so choose. And on top of that, all of this would not be complete if we weren't kicking off our next big excuse to party, which is the 2018 National Convention. So we are pleased to announce the dates. Everybody save your dates. March 24th and 25th in San Diego, California, we will be hosting 3.0, which is the Powur 2018 National Convention. Obviously, the subject matter of this convention is going to be filled to the brim with actionable knowledge to equip us with skills, with trainings, with everything that we need to go out there and kick butt and take names as a solar entrepreneur. And you can only imagine where our platform is going to be just 3 months from now, how much of the things you're going to see will have changed that we implemented. And I just can't even, I'm already so excited to be there with you guys. It's ridiculous because you know how much we love to do this whole event thing and get together and party and change lives and change the world while we're at it. So you can go to powurevents.com. Early bird tickets are on sale for $99. So the price goes up to $149 after early bird, but I think it's on sale right now for $99. So you want to get your early bird tickets while you can. And all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, is get ready for the next era of Powur, which starts January 2018. The game is on, baby. 3.0 is here to stay. president has been in the cave, working his magic, as he always does, to figure out how to make everything better at Powur, from training, to communication, to the experience that we all have. And so we've been working on something over the last few months. It's been a little bit of a secret, a little bit of a surprise, but we might just have something to share with everybody that you can download later on tonight. So again, thank you everybody for being here, and I love you guys. Let's give a huge applause and welcome Jim Bunch back to the stage.
So as many of you notice, as our community grows and people come in all different mindsets, different capabilities, but how many of you noticed one of the core themes of Powur is to empower you?
Yay.
Right? Not just through amazing business opportunities, not just through the opportunity to impact the world, but in your own life, right? And at the end of the day, if you could be a part of something that shifts or changes someone's life, that's pretty powerful, right? So what you're looking at first off is my beautiful little son, Tegan, and our trip that we took this year up to San Francisco. But how many of you noticed a little app up there in the corner? Well, what if from the palm of your hand, you could be recognized for all the great things that you're doing? What if from the palm of your hand, you could chat with people across the world, just like we do on Voxer? And what if from the palm of your hand, you had the ability to tap into all the great training and education, current events, contests, everything that we have to go 5 different places to find? What if that was in one place right here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.? That'd be cool? All right, so welcome to our app. Pretty cool. Now, what's cool about this is as you go out there, one of the things is we are using gamification, we're using recognition, we're using a chat feature, we're using all these different tools. So when you first come in, you're going to be able to play around and kind of learn some of these tools. But how cool would it be if you had a really cool meeting with somebody, or you had a big event or something like that, and you could press this little button right in the middle that says pound or hashtag Powur Life. All right? We could take a photo of the audience here. You guys ready for a selfie shot? All right, everybody, thumbs up. All right. Now this one's going to be sideways because I took it that way. But that right there just got published, and we'll say, welcome to Powur 3.0. All right. So where did that go? Well, that just hit the phones of people all across the world who downloaded this app. And somebody just took a picture of me and was already in the app. Who is that? Dan Hall. Dan Hall is in the app. So Dan's taking a picture of me, taking a picture of you. Welcome to the app. So imagine right now, and this is what we call our recognition wall. All right. So as you look down here, see the words recognition wall. So I can go, hey Dan, thanks for that. Let me get a little heart symbol. Boom. Now Dan just got a notification on his phone that was a heart. So how many of you have seen Instagram or Facebook or any of these things? It's built into our own system now. So you have the ability to recognize and comment and connect with people. There's us, right? And you also earn badges. The more you communicate, the more you connect with people. How many of you have forgotten sometimes to follow up with somebody or to connect with them? This reminds you. All right? Every time you... Charles is now liking the activity. You can see who's already been given the app. How cool is this? Beth Robinson submitted an electric bill at 5:31 today.
Go, Beth.
All right? And here's how that works. So you come down here and you can pull up this little badge that says solar. And all of a sudden it says, well, how many of you forgot sometimes what you should be doing on a day-in, day-out basis? Well, right here it says Spark Solar. Sent a solar video, submitted a bill, did a live transfer, set a solar appointment, got a contract signed, installation complete. Anybody, which one do you want to see?
Installation complete.
Right answer. All right, so you press the little button, okay? Oh, actually, you know what? We have set this up as a selfie shot, meaning you go out to the property and take it. So let's do another one.
Okay.
Let's do contract signed.
Yeah.
Because that's when the what rolls? Cash rolls. Now what's happened is we've curated images in a database that pull up these awesome images. So every one of these things also gets recognition for you. So instead of you having to wondering whether your team is doing something, all you have to do is scroll through, and you can even click on their little face up here, like I just did with Jim Bunch. You can go over, and you can see how many days in a row they've been taking action. So for those of you who are coaching teams, how cool would it be if somebody calls up and says, I'm really working hard? You go, are you really? Let's just see about that. So let's see where you've really been busy. So the blue circle right here has the number 21 on it. So I hit 21 and it says, okay, so you've submitted 7 bills, you've sparked solar 4 times, you've set 3 solar appointments, you've sent 3 videos, you've live transferred twice, and you had 2 contracts signed. Not too shabby, right? So this is what we call the truth detector. Okay, so you come into the other one, this is the recruiting action. So I'll show you the recruiting. My mic's getting messy here. So now you come back up here and you go, all right, let's check out recruiting. What should I be doing today for recruiting? Well, I recruited an advisor. That's pretty cool. I sent a video. I sent for advisor. I sent a comp plan video. I did a 3-way call. I followed up. I shared a Powur Press article. I had a guest on the national call, and I had a guest that attended the Zoom. So let's just do the Powur Press article. Actually, no, let's do the comp plan video. This will curate a picture. Voila! Automatically pulls up a picture from our database, and somebody else can like or heart that and say rocking my biz. Look at that. Look how fast that was. Dan Hart liked it already. All right. Now some of you might get stuck on this thing all day. We don't want that. All right. So then the last piece here is the new division, coaching. How many of you are coaching people in your business right now to help them, advise them, coach them, right? So here's what we got. One of the things, obviously, is to get coached, coach an advisor, coach a team, rank them up, get your team to rank up, win a contest, attended an event, and transferred your cash. Is that a good reminder to have? Transferring cash? Let's go ahead and hit that one. Let's see if we can make it rain. Oh, it's a picture of me and Michelle. How cute is that? And that's where my money went, right there. I had to get the programmers to do something.
You didn't railroad it now.
All right, didn't railroad it. Now, this little section right here where it says today's top advisors, every one of these pictures is clickable, and you can see who's in the lead today. So if you want teams that are competing to win prizes and awards and maybe certain trips or things like this, this would be a good place to show up. So you see Mr. Dan Haar right there. We click on Dan. You can see Dan has been in the app 7 days in a row, taking action out of 7 days. That's pretty cool. But let's say I wanted to message Dan. I hit the chat feature to the left there, and I go, way to go, Dan. So I'm now having a private chat with Dan, and it's going to pop up on his phone. Did you get that, Dan? So Dan can reply back right there. You can chat with anyone in any country for free around the world. Built right into the system. So you can reach out there, and if I wanted to call Dan, I could hit the little phones. I also might want to tag Dan, because maybe I know something about Dan, and I can create my own private tag. I know I'm giving you a detail here, but I want you to know this tool will allow you to engage with your people at a whole different level. You will literally be able to peek into someone's world and see who's playing at whatever level. So we didn't turn the tags on yet. I could block Dan if I want to. I won't do that, Dan, not while you're watching. All right, so here we go. I can come over and I can look and see who's doing it today, who's been leading for the month, and who's been leading all time, top 50. So you can start to see who the movers and shakers are and who's trending. So that right there is just the front screen. I've already talked to you about the chats. I can not only create individual chats, I can create a group chat. So if I wanted to only talk to people who are in Orlando, Florida, that were at the national advisor level, I could create a group chat based on something called tags, message them and say, hey, we're on our way, get it going. And as new people come in who have those tags, they're automatically added to my chat.
Wow.
Pretty cool, right? So you can also, for compliance reasons, if anyone ever says or does something on here that shouldn't be on a million people's phones, you can actually swipe left, hit blow it up, and it'll blow up the chat on every single phone simultaneously across the world. Not that there's ever been something you wanted to erase from Facebook or YouTube, but this might have been helpful. All right. So this next thing, if you look at the very bottom, is where the displays are. And at the very bottom, next to chat, which is what I just hit, we also have channels. Now, what are channels? Well, just like a radio channel or a TV channel, how many of you notice there's a lot of information coming at you, and you just don't know where to go to find either what's new or something that you had in the past? What if it was all in one place, and it was specific to the level that you were at inside of our business? In other words, someone who's brand new is not going to need to know maybe how to build events. They're not going to need to know how to do the LinkedIn strategy. They're not going to need to know how to do these other things. But somebody who's at the vice president level or national advisor level, they might have specific training or education that they need. That can all be in channels in real time. So there's a Powur app overview. There's Powur updates. So how cool would it be if you could just come in here and automatically see what's happening as far as events, when we go international, advisors that are being spotlighted, all inside of one easy-to-find place. How many of you would like to know the latest contest and not have to search through 500 emails to find it? All right. So check this out. You come in here, you click on the little Solar Champions image right there, and voila, I can leave comments right here. So if you have questions about that, you can leave it right there. Okay? And there's more categories. We turn it back on. Personal Power. Does anybody listen to Personal Power in here besides me? All right. So what if you could come in here to Personal Power and you could see every single week right here in the palm of your hand?
$500 for the app alone.
And what if, wait, there's more. All right.
There's always more.
What if, just as we started to expand into different languages, what if different languages be able to come in like Powur Espanol and have all of their own channels for all of their people across the world?
That's great.
Is that cool? All right. So the final piece I'm going to share in it, there is plenty more inside of this app, but how many of you would love to have at the palm of your hand the world's best training on how to build your business and live an amazing life? That, my friends, goes into what we call Powur U. So at the very bottom, still a light bulb. Each of these allows us to upload courses and challenges to inspire you to take your game and your business to the next level. So, for example, right here, the first 24, what if all you had to do is click on this little picture right here. It automatically takes you into a lesson called Welcome to Powur. You scroll down, you can literally watch the videos right here. You can read text, you can download the playbooks, all inside of the app right here. Okay? And you can leave comments underneath every single lesson. So instead of random comments in a Facebook feed that you're trying to find, you can actually go right to the lesson and see what comments people are making on that particular lesson. Okay? So, is that cool? All right. You also can share these lessons. I'm not going to talk about it, but to start off with, we've got First 24. We've got the Solar Academy, which is loaded up with Mr. Charles Thompson's brilliance about this industry. And here's the coolest thing. If we realize that something changes, like one module changes out of 30, we can actually go in real time, change out the text, change out the video, change out the document, and it'll immediately update across the world on every single person's phone. And the coolest part about this is that at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're going to share with each of you how you can go to the Google Store and the iTunes Store to download the app on your phone and start playing a bigger game. So my friends, that is our secret. There's more to learn in here. We'll teach you that as we go. But imagine having everything in one place in the palm of your hand that you need to run your Powur business. Is that cool or what? Yeah. So this is the future, and this is just the beginning. We have plenty of things we're working on. We're super excited everyone's here. I believe that right now is the best time for those of us who've been in the business to take our game to the next level. I've been running this challenge right now and getting everybody to say, hey, let's not fall into the holiday, everybody falls off. Let's get momentum now, because starting January 1st, the game is always on. Thank you so much for being here.